about buying a ruined chateau in France and dealing with a bunch of impossible French workmen. And yes, they are all a nightmare. And then I started thinking about my childhood in France when I was little in Saint-Tropez with my parents, and going to university, and then my first French lover, all very much, all run-of-the-mill stuff. And then suddenly my mother got in there somehow. And then I started writing about a few of my rather sordid adventures in the 70s and 80s, boyfriends, and then about my career as rather a mediocre actress. And my unfortunate marriage to the son of a movie star, also a bit of a disaster. And my marriage ended up getting old. And suddenly I realized that actually buying this house, this chateau in France, was actually about something quite different. It was about panic. It was about trying to escape, trying to reinvent myself. And while I was there in the country for many, many months on my own, I actually had to think about all sorts of things that I had never faced before in my life. And then, astonishingly, they actually all got in the book too. So the interesting thing about writing a memoir is that, well, me, only from my point of view, is that after about 6 months of writing about yourself every day, you find that you actually have turned yourself into a character. And you know, trying to be interesting and trying to be truthful and witty, you actually find out that, and then of course all your friends and people you like, or your ex-lovers, you have to actually, you turn them into characters too, because this is...
Was I not one of them?
Anyway, what happens is all your friends and family and ex-lovers, you turn them into characters too. You didn't really mean to, but it's all part of the adventure, and you justify this by saying, well, you know, this is a woman's story, this is an international story about what happens when you get older, about past loves and hopeless marriages and getting older. But in fact, what you've done with these people's lives is you've reduced them to, well, sometimes a chapter, sometimes a few paragraphs, but sometimes just a couple of lines. So what I'd like to say is that I apologize. I apologize if you're in the book, and I apologize if I left you out. But of course, it is only volume 1. I'm just kidding. I promised that I would never write another book. So, well, maybe. And anyway, thank you all for coming.